The federal Liberal government has surpassed its own deficit projections by billions of dollars thanks to a roaring economy, but it has earmarked much of those savings for increases to the Canada Child Benefit and a more generous tax credit for low-income earners. In his spring budget, Finance Minister Bill Morneau expected to post a deficit of $28.5 billion for the current fiscal year. Thanks to rising revenues from an economy that leads the G7, that shortfall is now expected to be $19.9 billion. Morneau's fall economic statement pegs GDP growth at 3.1% this year and 2.1% next, with unemployment at rates not seen in more than a decade. Rather than allocate those newfound dollars to further reducing the deficit, the government is pressing ahead with nearly $8 billion in new program spending over the next 5 years. With a little more wind in our sails, we're doubling down on a plan with proven results and reinvesting in the middle class, Morneau said Tuesday. As the economy grows, we need to make sure the benefits are shared with the middle class, and those working hard to join it. Morneau said that the Conservatives and NDP in the last election had campaigned on balancing the books at all costs, but he said the Liberal plan to spend more is bearing fruit, evidenced by growth numbers that are among the best in the industrialized world. Our strong fiscal position allows us to do what other countries would like to do, but can't afford to do, he said. The Canada Child Benefit, the $23 billion program that sends monthly checks to most families with children, will be indexed to inflation starting in July 2018, 2 years earlier than expected. The threshold for qualifying families will also rise with the cost of living. Indexing the tax-free benefit will cost an additional $5.6 billion between 2018-19 and 2022-23 as a result of the more generous payouts. Starting next year, annual payments for families with 2 children will go up by approximately $200 as a result of indexing. In 2019, those same families can count on $500 more a year on average. The Working Income Tax Benefit, a refundable tax credit for the lowest income earners, will also get a boost. While promising to provide more specifics in the 2018 budget, the government said it would spend an additional $500 million a year on the program starting in 2019. Working income tax benefit payments depend on family makeup, and whether a person is married or has dependents. In 2017, the income threshold for families with children was $28,576 in most provinces. The Liberals will add $100 billion to the public debt over the next 7 years, rather than over 4 years as projected in its first budget. The federal debt as a percentage of the economy will fall to about 30% by the next election, nearing the pre-crash lows of 2008. Pierre Poilievre, the Conservative finance critic, said the Liberal government has abandoned all pretense of fiscal prudence. This Prime Minister promised a small $10 billion deficit. Remember that? Today we learned the deficit is double that. There is literally not a single year, into the distant future, when this government projects, ever, eliminating the deficit.